We are obviously living in incredible times. The coronavirus pandemic has become the chief focus of the nation. We're experiencing some very troubling side effects, and unfortunately, this has resulted in some attacks on our right to keep and bear arms. But there is a remedy for these assaults on our liberty. In times like these, we shouldn't be playing defense. Rather, we should go on the offense and restore our rights. And that's why Gun Owners of America is advocating for, as we have many times in the past, constitutional carry and reciprocity. The more pro-gun measures that we can enact, the more measures that don't require government permission or screening for honest gun owners, then the better off that we're going to be. So you can use the link on the screen or in the description to send a pre-written letter to your federal officials urging them to support these measures. Now, if you've been keeping up with gun-related news, you know the anti-gun left has gone nuts. Just look at their bill, H.R. 5717 at the federal level. It is one of the most outrageous and expansive gun control bills ever introduced. And I'll speak to that bill more in a second, but for now, just know that anti-gun Democrats won't stop pushing until the right to keep and bear arms is wiped out, and that's why we can't back down one bit. But here's what's happening around the nation. As a result of the coronavirus pandemic, law enforcement offices all over the country are shutting down all or part of their operations, including suspending the processing of concealed carry license applications. Some politicians are even using COVID-19 as an excuse to ban sales of guns and ammunition. Well, GOA is already fighting this in places like Louisiana and Pennsylvania. We're also pursuing legal action in certain states. And I recently sent a letter to the Attorney General and the FBI, which lays out 3 important steps for safeguarding people's right to purchase firearms without having their rights obliterated during the concern over this pandemic. There's a lot going on, so please stay tuned for further email alerts from GOA. But back to the refusal to process concealed carry applications. In some cases, this is being done by anti-gun officials who hate it when decent Americans are exercising the right to keep and bear arms. In other cases, pro-gun officials simply lack the capacity to process applications. Yet, for those in desperate need of a firearm to protect themselves from an active predator, really the motivation is irrelevant. In either case, the ability to carry a gun may be an issue of life or death. Well, the leftist response to the coronavirus has also shown how background checks can be used and abused to keep potential gun owners disarmed. The NICS background check system has experienced massive delays across the country, and in some states like New Jersey, it's been shut down entirely, so no one in that state can buy a firearm. GOA has opposed NICS since the very beginning, and really this emergency has shown how any type of government permission system, indeed any type of gun control, can be abused. And that's why GOA is pushing constitutional carry, which is the ultimate answer to any problem related to permits. 17 states have solved this problem and are currently experiencing 0 failures for honest citizens who want to carry within the border of their states. And that's because these states are permitless carry states. People there don't have to get permission to exercise their rights. Right now, GOA is working in at least 2 additional states, Alabama and Tennessee, to, we hope, bring the number of constitutional carry states to 19. At the national level, there is concealed carry reciprocity legislation that protects the right of honest gun owners to travel armed while outside of their home states, including those who come from constitutional carry states. But there's another feature in the House version, which is H.R. 38. That bill would also help gun owners during this present state of emergency. See, H.R. 38 provides that a concealed carry permit from any state would allow a person to carry in any other state, including their home state. So think about the significance of that. That means that, say, a Pennsylvanian who was unable to get a permit because the local government offices have been shut down could apply for a permit from, say, a state like New Hampshire, entirely by mail, as you can in New Hampshire, and be able to legally carry in their home state in about 2 weeks. In fact, the provision in the bill, H.R. 38, generally helps gun owners who, quote unquote, live behind enemy lines. And I'm talking about anti-gun states like Maryland, New York, Hawaii, New Jersey, and of course several parts of California. By simply getting a permit from a pro-gun state like New Hampshire, gun owners will be protected when carrying concealed in their home states, and they'll be protected when carrying a magazine larger than 10 rounds. So the constitutional carry reciprocity bill in the House does much more than simply protect the right for every law-abiding American to travel while armed. Look, if there was ever a time to point out the benefits of constitutional carry reciprocity bills that are in the Congress, now is the time to do it. Right now, several news outlets are reporting that Americans are buying a lot of guns, and this includes previously anti-gun Americans who are now concerned about their family safety and security given the uncertainty of the times. And a lot of them are probably outraged that they can't buy guns as easily as they thought they could. You know, there's a certain irony to that, isn't there? But anyway, please use the link on the screen or in the description to remind your representative and senators that Americans care about self-defense. Tell them you want them to co-sponsor the constitutional carry reciprocity legislation that's in Congress. And don't neglect to demand that the congressional leadership bring up these bills to a vote, especially in the Senate, given that it's not controlled by anti-gun Democrats. Well, speaking of anti-gun Democrats, we know that H.R. 5717 is a massive infringement of your rights. Many gun owners have recently become aware of this bill, which was introduced in Congress back in January. This bill is practically a one-stop shop for the Michael Bloomberg gun control agenda. It includes things like gun owner licensing, a national gun registry, a ban on commonly owned semi-automatic firearms, a standard capacity magazine ban, red flag gun confiscation orders, and a whole lot more. Now, the bill's sponsor is Representative Hank Johnson of Georgia. And you might remember that this is the congressman who was concerned that placing too many Marines on Guam could make the island tip over and capsize. Yeah, I'm not joking about that. If you've never seen that video, look it up. It's hysterical. But anyway, this is the guy who wants to take away your gun rights. Just confirms our point that gun control is idiotic. But look, GOA opposes this bill in the strongest of terms, and many gun owners have already expressed their displeasure to their elected officials. So we certainly encourage you to add in your opposition to this bill when you contact your representative and senators to support H.R. 38 and S69. GOA is going to be keeping a careful eye on H.R. 5717 and many of the other anti-gun bills in Congress, and we'll have an analysis and action item in an upcoming alert on that. You know, because the right to self-defense, even in times of emergency, should not be ignored. And that's why GOA is going on the offense by pushing for pro-gun measures rather than simply playing defense and focusing on anti-gun bills. So I hope you'll join me in taking action for constitutional carry reciprocity. And again, thanks so much for watching this. Please make sure to like and share this video. And don't forget to sign up for our email alerts at gunowners.org on the web. That's really important so that you can stay current and stay informed. So please be safe, and thanks so much.